So in the month of July, I've been fasting. I've been doing intermittent fasting, 12-hour intermittent fasting throughout the whole month, every single day. You know, the reason why I even started doing it was because my wife started doing it. So she really wanted to work on losing some weight, losing fat specifically. And she had done some research, found some good YouTube videos, found one guy in particular, forgetting his name at the moment, but he's like Dr. Mike something. Not Dr. Mike Israel, I'm a big fan of that dude, but a different Dr. Mike who like specializes in fat loss. And he had like 5 main recommendations, but his number 1 was intermittent fasting. And he suggested that you like staircase your way up to a 16-hour fast. He says you're gonna see real results when you get to 16-hour fast and an 8-hour eating window. But he says it is challenging to do it, so for multiple reasons. He says like go for a 12-hour fast first, do that for a couple weeks up to a month, and then try to bump it up to a 14-hour fast, and then eventually a 16-hour fast. He suggests that if you wanted to see more results in less time, lose weight faster, then you go even to like an 18-hour fast, which is crazy because at that point you're doing 18-hour fasting but a 6-hour eating window. That's it. Like, can you even be hungry again after one meal? Probably. You can probably get 2 meals in, or like more than 2 meals, but smaller meals. I don't know how that's gonna work, what the plan would be there, but anyways, I've been doing it for this month, and it's challenging at times, but I think it's been very doable actually. I like the little extra push that's happening because I can feel that I'm healthier. I can feel it doing good things to my body. Losing fat, I think I was like on the right trajectory, and I think doing the intermittent fasting is going to, it's like starting to make a difference in my trajectory. Like now, it's noticeable to me on fat loss. Now the feeling of feeling good, well, like that would happen like in the first week. It was already, because it was doable and it wasn't too hard for me. Because some days I will go like a 16-hour fast. You know, it's not uncommon that I do 12-hour, 14-hour fasts. So I think this is very doable. It's just doing it every day consistently is what has been a little challenging, a little push. I like it. Like the mental, emotional work that goes into that little push, and feeling better physically, it was kind of immediate. Like in the first week already, I knew that was happening. So that effect of feeling better started compounding. What kind of feeling better? Well, I felt like my food actually digested. I didn't have like bloatedness. I know the difference between like being satisfied with food, how much food I ate. I know the feeling of being like, okay, I'm full. You know, so a little more like, well, I'm satisfied with a certain amount of food. Now I trick myself in thinking I'm not satisfied. I need to feel full. But a little more food means I'm more than satisfied. I get to the point where my stomach is full. Now in the past, I've had habits where I can even keep eating, and I stretch my stomach. The stomach is a flexible organ. Now I can eat more food past the point to where I'm full, and I'm stuffed. That's how I rank it. Like, you're satisfied, you eat more food, your stomach's full, you keep eating and you stretch that stomach and you're just fucking stuffed. Like, you feel it you fucking feel it in everywhere. Damn, I shouldn't be cussing, my bad. But you feel it like outside of your stomach. Your stomach's stretching, it's pushing on other things it shouldn't be pushing on. So I know that know what the difference feels like. Now, even when I'm getting full, A couple meals I did like go and stuff myself. Actually, we went on a trip to the Bay Area, and going on a trip kind of changes things. Now, I continued through the fasting even on the trip, but when I was eating, I was pigging out, and I wasn't making the best choices with eating food. Like, we had to eat out a lot, and like rolling with the family on a vacation, it's like we want to treat ourselves. So I started kind of regressing a little bit on healthy choices. I think it's okay. My goal, my main focus, like what I knew I wanted to be strict about, was the fasting and just kind of like trying to portion control. So the portion control thing got a little bit out of hand, but I wouldn't really consider it like too much of a failure. But I know it is little setbacks if I'm trying to lose fat. So I do recognize that. Now, during those times, I had did get to the point where I was stuffed. I was stuffed. But you know what? The intermittent fasting helps fix that. As opposed to not doing intermittent fasting, eating meals like that where I'm all stuffed, it's gonna mess me up. So the quality of foods that I eat, could be like processed foods, could be like very fatty foods that make you feel bloated. So bloated is a whole nother thing. Besides being stuffed or full in your stomach, you can be bloated. And actually, you can be like less than full in your stomach and still get the bloatedness because of the quality of food. But the other thing that happens to me a lot, even when I'm eating good food, I get a little bit of bloated because my digestive system can't keep up with how much food I'm consuming. So I can get bloated not just from the quality of the food, but I can also get bloated from the frequency at which I'm filling up my stomach. So one big lesson, one big takeaway from the experience is that when I'm eating smaller portions, I may not be getting full every time, which is okay, as long as, and sometimes I'm not even satisfied completely, but it's hard. It's really hard to do that, especially because in my work right now, like I be moving around, moving my body, so I do need the energy. And then sometimes, like, there's no guessing how long I'm going to be working, and there's no guessing when I have my next meal. So because of that circumstance with work, then I do get nervous about not getting my stomach full, because I know what it feels like to be satisfied without getting full, but it kind of scares me that I will digest that and have a lot of hunger signals. My body will be telling me, you're hungry, you're hungry, you're hungry. Now, even though I may be okay without eating food, because sometimes I do have to go through a long stretch, not because I'm intermittent fasting, because I don't have a chance to eat. So these times where I'm stretching, like I know I can handle it, I survived, it's just very uncomfortable when your body's telling you, okay, you're hungry, you need to eat. Okay, you're hungry, you need to eat. Okay, you're hungry, you need to eat. Even though I'm gonna be okay, those signals are messing with me, making me think that something is wrong. It happens to all of us. And so that's really, I think, what sets back like a lot of people. But I'm so disciplined, I don't want to let it hurt me. But sometimes I'm like, okay, I'm satisfied with these portions on the meal, but I think I would want to eat a little bit more just to make sure I'm full. And the other thing too is, like, I want to make sure I'm getting like enough protein in the day so that I don't have to lose muscle. And so because because I want to make sure I eat enough protein, that makes me eat a little bit more during some meals, so I get my stomach full. The whole point is that because of intermittent fasting, when I get my stomach full, I'm able to get everything digested, as opposed to not intermittent fasting. Then all the meals that I'm getting my stomach full with are not getting fully digested, which means, like, most importantly, I think it means that I'm not getting the most out of the food. Like, I'm not absorbing as much nutrients as I can. when my digestive system can't handle how much intake I'm putting there. So that's like the main thing, but also, you know, is like even what it is absorbing, even what my digestive system is able to absorb from the food, do I even have a chance to use up all the energy, or some of that getting stored as fat? So it's like having a calorie deficit on the day, one thing, and then having a calorie deficit, you know, hour by hour is like a whole nother part, or the part of the day. And so I got a bunch of that stuff in my mind too. But another very important thing I wanted to talk about, as I was sharing about my experience here with fasting, is that here at the end of the July, I'm looking forward. Today's the last day of July, and tomorrow's August 1st, and I'm looking towards bumping up the intermittent fasting window to 14 hours. And so I'm thinking about okay, when do I cut off my meal? Because I can't keep it at my life right now cannot be scheduled where I sleep at the same time every day and I eat at the same times every day. I really got to take it day by day, and it can shift within a day. So, and that's all due to my work, okay? But this is the circumstance that I live with in my life right now. So because of that, then like I'm really not sure. Like I have to determine when I'm gonna cut off my eating for the day, like when my last meal will be. And from there I count 12 hours, is what I was doing in July. Now I have to count 14 hours. So a little bit longer, a little bit bigger push. So I'm thinking about tomorrow. I'm using today as an example to show you what I'm going through. So today I'm working right now. I'm gonna have like a little break, but then I'm gonna have to go back out again tonight. Now I'm not gonna have to do too much labor. So that's a good consideration, that I won't have to do too much labor later on today. And because I worked out a lot yesterday, I do feel some fatigue, but I'm not working out. And this morning was a lot of labor. So yesterday I worked out pretty hard, and then this morning was a whole bunch of labor. So I know I used a bunch of calories, but now the work after the morning, like the afternoon work that I'm coming from now, and the work tonight is not going to be too laborious. So I'm not too worried about having enough calories. I can really push through, right? So that makes me think, like, I could cut it off now. I just had a smoothie, and the cutoff could be 5:30. Okay. So then I count, and I say, if I make that the cutoff and I don't have anything else to eat for the rest of the day, and then I go to sleep, what is 14 hours from 5:30 where I will be able to break the fast, where I can eat in the morning? And that would be 7:30. So 12 hours is like going 5:30 to 5:30. So 5:30 p.m. today to 5:30 a.m. tomorrow is 12 hours. To get to 14, I just need to add an extra 2. That's the math right there, just to let you guys know. So the math is 7:30 my breakfast. I break fast at 7:30. Now I anticipate that tomorrow at 7:30 I will be in the middle of working. Okay, so with that consideration, I won't really be able to eat at 7:30 necessarily. I might be able to have like a little snack or something real quick, right? So I might be able to do something and break fast, but I'm not sure that I will be able to eat. So with that consideration, I think, should I be concerned? Or I ask myself the question, because I get a little feeling of nervousness, like, what? When will I eat if I can't eat at 7:30? I'm gonna do more than 14 hours at this cutoff. Another consideration is, like, I don't feel hunger signals at the moment. The smoothie's kind of holding me off. But will I have hunger signals later that mess with me? So, I might have a chance to have something quick snack just to break fast at 7:30, but I might not. And so with that consideration, I'm like, should I have something today and push the cutoff? Like, I got a banana right here in the car with me. If I eat that banana right now, then I could make the cutoff 6:30, meaning that I could break fast at 8:30. Will I still be working at 8:30? I might be, and I might not have a chance, right? So that's with the considerations. I'm thinking about, like, what should I do here? Now, portion control is the other thing I'm working on. So it's like, would I be better off having no portion anymore? We're just cutting myself off today. And would I be better off? My bad, I was focusing, I was coming down the bridge. So would I be better off having, like, no portion right now, and at the least having a so here's what are the possibilities? The possibilities are, A, I have nothing now, and I may have something at 7:30, or at some point after. Okay? What I don't like about that is that so option A is like nothing now, maybe at 7:30, but for sure at some point after 7:30. I may be uncomfortable and dealing with a whole lot of hunger signals. Maybe tonight and in the morning. And I may go more than a 14. I may go 15, 16, 17. Who the fuck knows? Jay, I need to stop cursing. That's not good, because I want to put this on YouTube, and I guess cursing's not good for YouTube. So it's like, that's one option, right? Option A. Option B is that I have a small portion now, or soonish, and then push back the window, right? And then I would break fast maybe 8:30, 9:30. Option C is I have something later based on hunger signal. Maybe have something later based on hunger signal. Like, I'll allow myself, the plan will be that I allow myself to eat something later, but only when I really feel hungry. And so as I think about those three options, right, like option A, I just be committed to having nothing now, and I can break fast as early as 7:30 tomorrow. Option B, see, the downside of option A, where I don't have anything now and I break fast 7:30 or after tomorrow, is that I may be dealing with the hunger signals, and I may be uncomfortable tonight and in the morning. And I don't know how long, I don't know when exactly I'll have my first break fast. So I don't know how long I'll deal with those hunger signals in the morning. Now, option B is where I'm going to have a small portion now or soonish, push back the fasting window a little bit, not a whole lot, but a little bit, and then can have like a nice full portion, guessing that I'm going to be hungry. So that will be good because I can get something else in my stomach, which will give me some energy, make me feel like I have energy. I'll probably have energy regardless, but it'll make me feel like I have energy, and it'll help me avoid some hunger signals, I guess. But not sure how much it'll help me avoid hunger signals, since I'd only have a small portion sooner, and I still have a whole long way to go before the end of the day for me. The downside to that is I'm pushing back the window, so now I can't eat again in the morning until later than 7:30. Like, I won't be able to break fast until 8:30, 9:30. Like, damn, that's gonna be tougher. So one of the downsides for tomorrow, one of the downsides for option A is a worse downside for option B. So far it doesn't look like option B is better than option A. Now, the reason why option B is a small portion now or soonish is because I wouldn't want to try to get a big portion now or soonish, because I don't feel like I need it. I don't have the hunger signals. I still feel good with energy. So since I don't really feel like I need it, I'd rather just avoid it and keep the calorie count low. So, and try to keep my stomach less than full. I kind of do feel my stomach full from the smoothie, but I know it's actually not full. And so, like, I drink and it maybe feels like it's filling up, but then that starts going down a little bit, so it's actually not full. Drink a little more and it kind of feels like it's filling up, and it's not full. I started with the stomach like pretty empty, so I chugged the whole bunch until it got kind of full, and I was almost done with it. So it only took like, it really only took like 3 swigs to kill that thing. And how much was it? Maybe like 20 ounces or something, at least 20 ounces of smoothie. Empty stomach, being a little thirsty in the heat, it's like, bam, you just start chugging that thing. So why am I saying that? Talking about like portion controls and how that feels in my stomach. So I don't want, the reason why option B is a small portion is because I wouldn't want to necessarily eat a bigger portion, but thinking that way means that option B is not really too much better than option A. Option B only is better than option A because at least I have something else other than the smoothie. But the reason why option B is better than option C is because I'm not gonna push out my window too much, so allowing me to eat earlier in the day tomorrow and get through the work part in the earlier part of the day, is better to do when you got some food in the stomach, get some new food for new energy. That's the reason why option B could be valued over A and C. But you weigh it out and it feels like option A is probably better. Mostly because I have a early breakfast where I can get something in my body for tomorrow's. Like, thinking of making tomorrow a better day for me. Trying to reduce the discomfort I would have tomorrow from fasting by allowing an earlier breakfast, having an earlier cutoff today. Option C is where I can have I can do a smaller portion, but I can't have a bigger portion later. The reason why I would allow myself to have a bigger portion later, right? First of all, I make it okay to have a bigger portion later because I think I give it enough time to let the smoothie get digested right now. And then I empty the stomach and then get a bigger portion later. That's the reason why I allow it. Now, the reason why I'd want to is because I'm gonna be up, still awake for a while, so I will have those hunger signals. And two things that'll benefit here is that I will be able to address the hunger signals so that I can reduce discomfort towards the end of my day, end of the night, and that'll help go to sleep when I reduce that discomfort. The other benefit is that because I have a bigger portion of food later, then it should give me energy and it should help me go through the fast overnight and through tomorrow. So that's why option C works well. The downside, of course, is that by having a portion later today, and remember, it's based on hunger signal, like when I do feel that hungry later on. And the reason why I say based on the hunger signal, because I want to allow myself to eat more considering how my stomach is emptying. So option C is good because I have the food to reduce discomfort tonight, help me sleep well, and I have the energy and a full stomach to be able to reduce discomfort and get through the workday tomorrow morning, even though there's going to be a later breakfast. So let's just say, for example, with option C, let's say based on hunger signals, I don't even have something to eat until like midnight. That's crazy because my 14-hour fast means that I won't be able to eat till 2 p.m. And like I would have to do a whole bunch of work. And I can do it, but it's kind of tough. So like at the moment, I don't think I would want to choose option B. So I'm not gonna have anything right now. I'm not gonna have anything to eat right now or soon. I'm between option A, have nothing until tomorrow, 7:30 or after, and option C, where I have a bigger portion later based on hunger signal. That's where I end up. And so I explain all this to give you the example of like what I'm learning and how my circumstance of not being able to plan like when I'm eating and sleeping means that, wow, that's crazy, huh? I cannot plan when I'm eating and sleeping because I cannot predict when I will be working. But this is the best I can do because I have an idea of what I'm doing tomorrow. Then I can start to kind of plan when I'm eating and sleeping. So I guess I can kind of do it. It's just to a certain extent, very small extent, short extent there that I can actually plan into the future for my own sleeping and eating. Come on, the minimum that I need to survive. So I'm pretending I'm crying about it, but I'm not really crying. I mean, I'm just sharing what the challenges are. So option A, I have nothing. I'm gonna go with that for now. I'm not having anything, but I guess I'm gonna allow myself to switch to option C if the hunger signals really do kick in very intensely later today.